Center for Spiritual Living. We are thrilled that you are here with us. I'm Reverend Lee Height. We are here in Scottsdale, and for all of you out there online, no matter where you are, if you're ever in the area, please come join us. Drop by. We would love to, hug your neck, give you a big squeeze if you're open to that kind of thing. But either way, we are thrilled to have you here with us in the online community as well. We're going to take some time for meditation this morning. We'll have a brief reading, and then we'll have a period of meditation and contemplation. And after about 13 minutes or so, we'll migrate back here to the space and open our eyes and get busy about life. So let's take some time now. Take a deep breath and settle in. Just take a moment to just be grateful. Grateful for the time we have to engage in community here this morning. My reading this morning is from 365 Days of Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. And I'm reading from today, which is June 23rd. And it's called, Today I Bestow the Essence of Love Upon Everything. We are made perfect when we enter into the communion of love with one another and with the invisible essence of life. Love is the fulfillment of the law. That is, we do not make the highest use of law unless that use is motivated by love, by a sincere desire to express unity, harmony, and peace. As the soaring bird opens her wings to the sky's embrace, so we must open our hearts and minds to the influx of spirit and receive its love, that we may, in turn, express it to all whom we meet. We must embrace the essence of love, that we may transmit it, giving loveliness to all events. Today, I bestow the limitless love flowing through me upon everything. Everyone will be lovely to me. My soul meets the soul of the universe in everyone. Nothing is ordinary. It is all beautiful, all meaningful. This love is a healing power that touches everything into wholeness, healing the wounds of experience with its divine balm. I know that this love essence, the very substance of life, the creative principle back of everything, flows through my whole being, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical, and flows in transcendent loveliness into my world of thought and form, ever renewing, vitalizing, bringing joy and harmony and blessing everything and everyone it touches. We just take that inside with us now. Ever so gently bringing our awareness back here to the space. Sense of gratitude for the ever-present flow and atmosphere of love that surrounds us and enfolds us and moves through us. Wiggling our fingers and toes. And as you're ready, opening your eyes. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning for our time of meditation, and we will see you at the top of the hour. See you then. Never heard anybody. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Come together, heart and soul, as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together, from different worlds we are drawn together. In our own way we can pray together. Together we are strong. I see God in you. You see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole. All right then. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Lee Height, and I'm glad you're here. We are all glad you are all here to join us here this morning. Those of you here in the space and those of you out in the online community, we are welcoming you and thrilled you are here as well. A special greeting to those who are here for the first time. I don't see any new faces this morning. Okay. If you're here for the very first time, welcome, 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 welcome. We're glad you're here and hope you find us to your liking. If you'd like to stay up to date on what's going on here at the center, you can join our mailing list for a weekly digest of all the activities that are going on here. You can use the QR code. You can sign up on the clipboard in the lobby so you can keep up and know what's going on. You can also find us on our Facebook page and watch our live stream there. Of our service every morning, and there's a replay there of an edited down version on Wednesday evening as well. So both you can catch on Sunday, catch us on Wednesday. There's lots going on there at the page too. We are also on Instagram, Threads. Yep, we're on those places as well. And you can find us on YouTube. Mark your calendars. For July 3rd is our online quarterly visioning with Reverend Jill on Zoom. Visioning is a spiritual practice where we surrender to hear Spirit's vision of our life. No experience necessary. Instructions for the guided practice are provided at the beginning of the session. Sign-up closes Tuesday, July 2nd at 5 p.m. to receive your login credentials. Everybody is welcome to participate. Sign up at you can send your sign-up request to Reverend Jill at scottsdalecsl.org. We have a great community here at Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, and we are growing and happy to meet new friends each week and look forward to growing in spirit with each and every one of you and sharing our mission, vision, and purpose for being. So would you join me as we read that into the service here this morning? Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. And so it is. And in the good news department, now make that great news department this morning. Silence is golden. Have you ever heard? Have you ever had your meditation disturbed by a leaf blower? Engineering students at Johns Hopkins have created a silencer module for leaf blowers. I know, right? They reduce the overall noise pollution by 37%. Nothing to sneeze at there. And almost completely remove the high-pitched whining that annoys almost everyone, including me. The design is patent pending, and Stanley Black & Decker, who sponsors the students, expects to be selling them in 2 years. Not soon enough. No, we appreciate all the goodness. Yes, we do. Andrew, one of the team members, said, the sound that comes out of a leaf blower is very complicated and contains a lot of different frequencies, like a lot of different piano notes. Overall, they workshopped more than 40 versions of the leaf blower silencer. Many of them worked but diminished the power of the air coming out. They eventually came up with an easy-to-secure suppressor that functions much like the ones fitted to firearms. It ultimately dampens the sound as it leaves, but it keeps all the force to make it productive. This invention isn't designed to win any science fairs, but rather for going on the shelves of Home Depot or Lowe's. It's not just some cool theoretical thing that will sit on a shelf and never be heard from again. This is ready to be mass manufactured, said Nate Green, senior product manager at Stanley Black & Decker. This is a really rare and dramatic level of success at the university level. Creativity that benefits us all. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. All right. That was a good one. We like that. All right. So let's shift gears here this morning and roll into, we can keep the joy and keep the laughter, but just shift gears just a little bit and join me. Just be still for a moment and breathe in. Let it go. How wonderful it is that we get to gather together here in this space and with all of our friends online. As we gather together to recognize the one power and presence that is the infinite spirit of life and love and truth, it is beauty, health, and wholeness. It is the thoughts we think, the air we breathe, the ground upon which we stand and walk. Everything precious. Every person, place, and thing sacred. We join together this morning in recognition and celebration of this truth, knowing that this power and presence enfolds us and moves through us. We are it to the degree that we embrace our own divinity, our own goodness, the divine idea of each of us being expressed in ever increasing and expanding ways in this and every moment. So as we join together this morning, we celebrate each other and we celebrate those who may not even be here with us now, who are celebrating their own spiritual practice, wherever they are, whatever they are doing. We know there too is the presence of God. As we know this blessing upon this time we have to share here together now, knowing that Reverend Jill's message is inspired and inspiring, full of wisdom and love and joy for each and every one of us. It is already complete, already fulfilled within the mind of God, and simply we allow its expression here and now and are grateful for it. We're grateful for our community here, knowing that we learn and grow together and that our community expands and grows as well. And so with gratitude, we go forth into this time, into this day, and the rest of this week, knowing that all is well, that life is good and very good, as each and every one of us. And so it is. You are blessed. You are a blessing. 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 You are a blessing. You are a blessing.
Good morning. Wow, I'm happy to see so many people ventured out into this brave new world of humidity. Good move. We are gathered here to celebrate, so we'll celebrate all of that. We'll talk about gratitude and give thanks for unknown blessings that are already on the way. That's from a yogi tea bag also. Would anyone here like to especially share some moments of gratitude in their life?
Yeah. My gratitude is for bingo. Who's going to win at bingo today? That's what we're gratitude for. Grateful for. Gratitude? Grateful for. That's me.
We're going to have some fun. Anyone else want to share some gratitude? I know. Okay, you're all right. Good morning.
I'm not getting in front of the camera though, so you can do
We
your
have to get it.
So last Sunday was 20 years with Kim. Yeah. Technically 24, but 20 married by our nephew Chance. He married us. We got married by chance. Literally. But I'm grateful for you. And thanks for sleeping in a tent when elk are out there and doing their thing. And coyotes are howling.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you must be able to come up with something.
I know you do. Good morning, everybody. We're going to have fun at bingo today. I'm going to be the caller, so it'll be boring. But I'm just grateful for the community that we have. I'm going into another class through the services here and just learning more and more deeper about myself, the layers, and learning how to surrender. And thank you for all.
Me talk. Me talk. Something to be grateful for. This week, I think I'm grateful this week for connecting with someone that I met several years ago and starting to build a relationship. She's a minister. She's retired, and we were able to connect over lunch this week. And I'm just delighted for her presence and her company and getting to know her better, and look forward for her to become part of my life and part of our community. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Continue with our announcements. And as we all know, June is Bring a Friend Month. And many of us were introduced to the Spiritual Center here through a friend. And June is our opportunity to pay it forward and to invite our friends and family to experience our center with us. Today is the final day to buy your ticket and join Reverend Jill and Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living's Friends of the Arts for our first event on August 16th. We're going to the Don Bluth Theater in Scottsdale for the production of Neil Simon's play, God's Favorite. We'll meet at the Canton Dragon Asian Grill, 90th Street in Shea, for dinner before the show, and then we'll enjoy an intimate local theater production of one of Neil Simon's funniest spiritual comedies. Dinner 5:15, show 7. Tickets are $30 today, paid for with sign up, and dinner is self-pay. So buy them now at your group rate. Ticket sales close with us here on the 23rd. You can probably get tickets later, but you won't be sitting with us. Don't want to do that. Today is also Bring a Friend to the Bingo, BINGO. We still have some sign-ups available so we can hear Stephen as he calls the winning numbers. And if you haven't signed up, there's still time. Right after, we'll have some lunch and bingo. So plan to join us also next Sunday, as June 30th, we're reviving our brunch bunch. It's going to return, and we're going to meet at the Payway Asian Diner here to share food and fun and fellowship after we leave here. It's back to school time, and the Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living will once again support the Vista del Camino Community Center with their back to school supply drive. Valerie is our champion for this community project, and we'll be collecting contributions through July 21st. And Valerie, I will assist you with that because I have a really vibrant memory of the first time we did that, and Colette did such a spectacular job that we're just going to have to gather up and meet how that was. And it was so much fun to do that. There's a full list of items, backpacks for certain age brackets for male and female, all kinds of supplies. And if you bring backpacks and you bring supplies, we'll put them together and take them. So I'll help you make sure we get that done. It's great fun, and it's such a lot of kids go to school and they have to have stuff and they don't have it. So we can make a big difference. If you'd prefer to make a cash donation, we'll provide an order through Amazon on July 17th. Make your donation online on our website or see the front desk. And thanks for supporting this outreach, and thanks for doing it. This is going to be great. After Reverend Jill's talk today, she'll open the mic for your questions or comments about today's topic. We have a basket of pens and paper if you want to take notes. Most everybody here has that little thought writing in their head, so you can spit it out and talk about it. We love music here, and at our center today, we welcome Ray Stevens with Everything is Beautiful.
Yes, still applicable. Ooh, we got some. Okay, how's that? All right. So I've got a story. Far away in the heavenly abode of the great god Indra, there is a wonderful net which has been hung by some cunning artisan in such a manner that it stretches out infinitely in all directions. In accordance with the extravagant tastes of deities, the artisan has hung a single glimmering jewel in the center of each net. And since the net itself is infinite in dimension, the jewels are infinite in number. There hang the jewels, glittering like stars in the first magnitude, a wonderful sight to behold. If we now arbitrarily pluck one of those jewels for inspection, look closely at it, we will discover that in its polished surface, there are reflected all of the other jewels in the same net, infinite in number. Not only that, but each of the jewels reflected in this one jewel is also reflecting all the other jewels, so that there is infinite reflecting process going on. My talk today is in service to Mother Earth, as we are completing our series this month, Pillars of Service. That story, Indra's Net, is an ancient story. It was first written about, we first know about it from 1000 BC. It originates from the Hindu and the Buddhist traditions. The story demonstrates oneness. It demonstrates the same oneness that we teach in the Science of Mind today, that Ernest wrote about in the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, I guess. Plato talked about it in 500 BC. Jesus shared that as part of his message at 30 AD. So it is part of our consciousness, this story of unity, the story of oneness. But if that's the case, why do we not feel oneness all the time? Why do we not live in oneness all the time? Anybody heard of Chief Seattle? You may have seen some of his quotes and some of his writings and things. He lived in the 1800s up in the Pacific Northwest. He died in 1866. And he was a great chief, and he supported a path to accommodation of the white settlers rather than resistance. He recognized this unity. He recognized oneness. And he was about peaceful accommodation. The city of Seattle happens to be named after him. One of the things he said, humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect. Again, the same theme, right? The same theme. Universal. Interconnectedness, interdependency upon each other and upon all of our environment. So why do we feel so separate and alone sometimes? Why do we feel so separate and alone? And how do we get back to recognizing, realizing, remembering our sacredness, the sacredness of all life, everything and every person, and our connection to Mother Earth? Anybody around in the 60s, 70s? Anybody watch TV at that time? Anybody remember a margarine commercial? Do we have that clip?
Hello, my jolly John Quilton. Hello, daisies. Why, you're not my daisy.
Right, Mother Nature. They're new chiffon wool bowls. Taste.
It's my sweet creamy butter.
Nope, that's chiffon margarine.
Chiffon margarine? Oh no, it's my butter, all right.
Chiffon fooled even you, Mother Nature.
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon.
Bring back memories. It's also not nice to fool with Mother Nature. She doesn't have a very good sense of humor. You may have noticed over the past few years. As I was researching this talk this week, I came across a bunch of quotes about the environment. Now, some of these I agreed with, some I didn't agree with, and some made me think. One quote that I picked up was from Carl Jung. Excuse me. And he suggested that the best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our own shadow onto others. That one made me think. Yeah, that one made me think a little bit. How does shadow projection harm others? How does it harm others? Now, it's easy to see how they project their stuff on me and the world and how that creates problems, right? But most of us can't see when we're doing that, can we? We can't see when we're doing it. Am I doing that? What is this shadow thing? It is the beliefs that I may or may not be aware of, the unhealed places within me that are buried in my subconscious, that are triggered with reminders that happen in my world today. What is the result of projecting that shadow on others? All questions that I thought about with Mr. Jung this week. Understanding our shadow and those unhealed places and healing those can release us from unconsciously, because it is unconscious, isn't it? From unconsciously projecting our shadow self onto others. Now, shadow work is very deep inner work. It requires us to go deep into the feelings about past events in our life that may have created traumatic responses because we just simply didn't have the tools at the time to know how to deal with the things that were happening. We didn't know how to deal with it. But as adults, we have tools. Reverend Lee and I have been teaching lots of tools this year. We have tools to help us to bring those unhealed places up into the light, out of the shadows, and to heal them. And to heal them so we no longer project them out into our world, onto our world. Excuse me. It is said that the antidote to projection is authenticity and vulnerability. When we can be authentic and vulnerable, there's a sense of trust. There's a sense of wholeness. Think about when you go home, maybe your personal home or maybe back home if family is still with you there, or you go to a good friend's home or you meet up with them and there's just such comfort there. You feel like you can be your authentic self with them. It feels easy. And maybe contrast that with going to someplace that's not familiar. And the mask comes up, doesn't it? And the protections start, the radar's up. It's like, ooh, what do I need to be aware of? What's going to happen? Who's saying what? What does that mean? There's just a totally different feeling in those two body experiences, are there not? Yeah. So being authentic is that place of trust, that place of self-acceptance, that place of being willing to be vulnerable with others. So when we're authentic, we're willing to take the risk of being seen. All of us. All of us. We're willing to do that. It's got to be based in love, though, doesn't it? which is why it's so easy with friends and family that we're comfortable and familiar with, and why it can be a little less easy in unknown environments. But if we can get ourselves back to oneness and recognizing all as one, then we can come at everything from a place of love. We can begin to trust more deeply in that oneness relationship. When we know our oneness with the whole, it's a whole lot easier to be authentic. Now, another interesting opinion that I came across, this one, it's been rattling around in my head all week. Do you ever read something or hear something and it just stays with you and you're like, do I agree with that? Do I not agree with that? Is that true? And it becomes a little conundrum that you play with. Well, that happened this week. This one came from Swami V.V. Tripuria, author of a book called Ancient Wisdom for Modern Ignorance. Isn't that a great title? Ancient Wisdom for Modern Ignorance. Now, he suggests that our present environmental crisis is in essence a spiritual crisis. He bases his opinion on a look back to medieval Europe and the psychic revolution that vaulted Christianity to victory over paganism. Now remember, paganism celebrates nature, and they have inhibitions against exploiting nature. They honor everything. The church took the spirits out of the trees and the mountains and the seas, and their ghost-busting theology made it okay for humans to exploit nature with indifference. And he suggests that this paradigm has dominated the modern world since the 1300s. Now, if you recall, the Industrial Revolution began around the 1700s. So we came out of the Roman Empire's control around 475 or so. And then this time of Christianity tipping the scales happened from 476 until about 1400, and then began the Industrial Revolution. So during that time, that medieval 475 to 1300 period, this Swami gentleman suggests that that's when our environmental crisis started. What do you think? It rattled? Yeah, it just kind of goes, things that make you go, So ponder and play with that this week. Now, he goes on to suggest, excuse me, that the current environmental crisis demands a functional reorientation of human consciousness. Well, I think a lot of things demand that. But let's go with this. His solution, he suggests regenerating and rejuvenating basic values of the Vedic culture. Now, the Vedic teaching says that nature is permeated by a reverence for all life and an awareness of the great forces of nature, earth, sky, air, water, fire, including all living things, plants, trees, forests, seas, animals, us, everything, are all bound to each other in great rhythm of nature. The divine is not exterior to creation, but expresses itself through its creation. Does that sound familiar to anybody that studies the science of mind? Yeah. God in us, through us, is us all. So whether or not you believe that the environmental challenges today started in medieval Europe, or that the Vedic teaching is the solution, we, all of us collectively, can choose to be in service to Mother Earth by continuing to live our teaching of oneness. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. The more I study, the more, thank you, Ron, the more I study and read and process, the more I'm convinced that all of this is an inside job. I mean, we can play in the world of effects, but we got to work in here. We have got to do our work in here, transform our consciousness about all of it, about all of our brothers and sisters around the world, about our planet Earth and how we tread across her and what we do. It starts in here. It starts with our attitude, our conscious awareness of that. When we live from this perspective, we're conscious and aware of each other. It's so easy to watch the news and watch TV shows and movies and become so detached from what's real. It's easy to watch things around the world and go, wow, isn't that awful over there? And not feel or recognize the connection that we are with all of our brothers and sisters, who many are just projecting their shadow selves, right? Many who think that their way is the right way, just like we think our way is the right way. We got to stop fighting about all this stuff, though, don't we? We got to get back to wholeness. We got to get back to oneness. We got to get back to unity. When we learn to tread lightly within our lives and upon earth, and remember that we live in a sacred alliance with everything that is. There's nothing outside of it, just like there's nothing outside of God. It is a sacred alliance with all of us. And we can all have our different opinions. We can have our different perspectives. We will have, because that's what we've come here to do. But we do it in unity. We do it in celebration of life. We recognize that sacred alliance, and we stand always on holy ground, no matter where we're standing. Whether it's a mountaintop or right here on this carpet, we're standing on holy ground. And when we can remember that, we can begin to remember our connection to the holy, to spirit, to source, to everything. The only difference is the physical form. When we remember we're one, if there's one substance, one source, one supply, one, and the only difference is a variety of forms that show up, we can begin to accept that idea of oneness at the spiritual realm. The only difference in anything that exists is the physical form. So let's look at that. Do you like Jell-O? Has anybody ever made Jell-O? Seen it made? Okay. Jell-O is like oneness. Jell-O is like oneness. We have a seed called the packet of Jell-O powder. We put it into the law, which is putting the water in, and it begins to transform and congeal. And then out comes the form. Now, the Jell-O doesn't get to pick the form, does it? We do. Is it a beautiful parfait glass that we have different layers in, with perhaps some fruit and some whipped cream, and all sparkly in the glass? Is it that lovely fish, copper mold? Or do we just leave it in the bowl we mixed it up in and it takes that form? The Jell-O doesn't get to choose, does it? The Jell-O simply does its thing, which is get activated by the soil or the water to begin the congealing or forming process. We get to tell it what form it goes in. We get to tell it. And that's what we get to do. We get to decide what form our manifestation is going to be, what form the infinite substance is going to become in our lives. If there's one substance from which all is formed, the same substance, just different forms. We're the mold makers. Choose well. But I also have to ask, Not only what mold are you choosing, but what mold is collective consciousness choosing right now? Because it works on the collective. It works in the individual. It works on the collective. It works on the spiritual, the universal. So what mold is the collective consciousness forming right now for infinite substance to fill? And what are you contributing to that collective consciousness? That's our question for ourselves today. What am I contributing to the collective consciousness for the mold of the universe today? When we look around, we might think it's some of those wild concoctions from the 60s and 70s that went into Jell-O. I'm always fascinated when I look at these molds, some of the things they put in them. But the real question does become what mold you're making. What are you doing to positively impact, help, nurture, or heal Mother Earth, your life, our planet, universal consciousness? Universal consciousness exists because of all the consciousness of all of our prior beings and what we have dragged through in our belief system. Oh, if you go outside with wet hair, you're going to get a cold. Oh, it's springtime, it's allergy season. Oh, it's flu season. Better watch out. All those things that we drag through our lives as part of the collective consciousness. It doesn't have to be true for us, does it? It doesn't have to be true for us. What thoughts, actions, what resistance are you contributing to the universal consciousness? Because each one of us matters. Each one of us matters. If you were not here, it would be different. Something would be different if you were not here. You matter. You're important. Your consciousness matters. What you think and say and who you show up as matters. You're important. When we can become present to our individual actions and our relationship to the whole of humanity, including Mother Earth. I include Earth in all of this because without it, we don't exist, right? It's part of us. It's part of us. The cosmos is part of us. Neil deGrasse says we come from stardust. It's part of us. This allows us to step more fully into the acceptance of our oneness with God, life, everything. Everything. This month, Reverend Lee and I have been talking about this as the spiritual beings that we are in this human experience we are having from the standpoint of service and how we can be in service in our relationships with each other, how we can be in service in this community, how we are in service to our global community, and how we're in service to Mother Earth. We talked about service as seva, spiritual practice. It's the giving of the self in love. It's the sharing of our gifts and talents that we've each been blessed with. It's practicing circulation. Seva is how we can practice the presence of God in every moment. By remembering we are connected in that one and we are of service to each other and to planet Earth. So this week I invite you to walk in your world in the spirit of seva. In everything you do, be present to the spiritual practice of seva. So if you would like to study these principles, I invite you to sign up for our Mindful Monday newsletter. It goes out on Monday mornings. You can sign up in the lobby, QR code, or send an email. We'll get you added to the list. And it's just a recap of the talk and then the practices that you can take and use throughout the week to learn to embody more of these Science of Mind principles to apply in your life. So your practice for this week is the butterfly effect. There's a Chinese proverb that says, the flapping of the wings of a butterfly can be felt on the other side of the world. It also speaks in science of chaos theory, I believe. So this week, remember the butterfly effect, Indra's net, and the jewel that you are within it. You matter. Set an intention to be aware of every impact you make in the world. From your interactions with each other and other beings, to how you tread on the planet and what thoughts and seeds you're planting in consciousness. Each is reflected in the billions of other jewels in the net. And since we're all one, it all matters. It all matters. This week, let's live consciously aware of how much you matter and tread lightly through your life. So it is. Questions or comments for you this morning? What?
Wear life like a loose garment.
Wear life like a loose garment. Beautiful. Who said that? Did you say that? Oh, come on. It is said, wear life as a loose garment. Nice. Jim. Oh, you wrote stuff down. Uh-oh.
I wanted to share a comment from Heather online, who during the Jell-O portion said, made me think of Taco Bell. Each thing is made up of pretty much the same ingredients, but it's presented in different forms.
Thank you, Heather.
Love that. Also, another fun fact. The actress who portrayed Mother Nature, Dina Dietrich, was a member of the Los Angeles Church of Religious Science, very active in the community there. I believe she was a board member and also a practitioner.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah, I just saw she passed away at 91. Yeah. Fun stuff. Thank you, Jim. Anyone else? Taco Bell? That was good, Heather. All right. Thank you, Joe. So would you join me in prayer this morning? Oh, as we just breathe in that shared breath of life, recognizing that even in the breath, we are one, unified in the wholeness of life. And that all of this air is circulated and recirculated in, through, and as each one of us, we are one. Recognizing that there is a infinite source, substance, presence, infinite love. It is God. And all of it is here now, present in, through, and as me, and in, through, and as each one of us in this room, those gathered online, listening later. For we are one and connected. No separation, no time, no space. We are one right here and right now. And each of us is whole, perfect, and complete in this manifestation. We stand on holy ground. We are connected in a holy alliance with each other and with life. And so knowing this, accepting this, I speak my word for and about each of us as we have come together in this time-space reality. By divine appointment, each one of us is here now, not 100 years ago or 100 years from now, but right now, right here. This is a divine appointment. And we're together in this community by the same appointment. And we are connected in this oneness. And each of us matters. Each of us is important. Each of us plays a vital role in the lives of this community and the lives of each other. And we allow that ripple to go forward outside of this community, in through and as our personal communities, our families, our friends, our businesses. And it just continues on. That ripple gets larger and larger as we do our work in consciousness, as we speak our word of truth, our word of love, our word of peace and wholeness. And we continually, through our actions, our activities, and our thoughts, continue to plant those seeds into the universal consciousness, knowing that they displace anything unlike themselves and that they bloom and blossom and grow until we are a planet of peace and love and wholeness and connection. I know for anyone that has anything on their heart this day, that they lift that into this prayer, into the consciousness of this room right here and now, that we each individually lift that prayer up into this truth, knowing that that prayer is answered, that healing occurs, that clarity is revealed, that abundance flows, whatever the need. We know the prayer is answered right here and right now. I bless this center, and each who is here, has been here, and is on their way here, knowing that this is a beacon of light, and that we continue to express that light into the world. It's with a grateful heart filled with thanksgiving and gratitude that I release this prayer into the action and activity of law, knowing that it's already done. There's nothing else to do except accept it and allow the law to work as the law does. So we let go, we let God, and we affirm this truth by saying, and so it is.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Jill. Wonderful. Thank you. Now it's time for our grateful giving, the time of our service where we practice what we teach and affirm and circulate the ever-expanding good and prosperity that we celebrate each and every day, because we support the sharing of our message of affirmative spirituality out into the community. Ernest Holmes writes, "I know that my good is increased and multiplied as it is scattered. I am both inlet and outlet for the passage of divine love, life, and power wherever I go. Then I shall impart the divine blessing which I have received." So I invite everybody here and online to join in the practice this morning. Lots of ways to give and share with our community. We have links on our website, including Zelle, where we can make a one-time or recurring gift. We have tithe tickets. Tithe tickets that we can pick up in the lobby if we set up a recurring gift, and we become stewards in that such a way we can drop the tickets in the basket as it comes around here. We have our Money Finders program. It's a prosperity program where we acknowledge and celebrate the serendipitous good that occurs in our world when money shows up on the ground or somebody buys us coffee in line ahead of us. We share 10% of that good and keep the 90%. We can give by using a credit card in the lobby or the QR code here on the screen today, or you can mail it in. You can do that too. We also have the basket that will be coming around here shortly. So if you'd like to hold your gift over your heart this morning, if you're comfortable doing that, and join me in the affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I'm grateful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. grateful. I'm so 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 grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Grateful. I'm so grateful.
Thank you all, and we are also very, very grateful for the abundance that has been shared with us here today, for the ever-expanding prosperity that blesses this church, our, our, our center family, and the community that we serve at large. We're grateful knowing that it flows to us, pressed down, shaken together, and running over in an ever-expanding cycle of good, of prosperity, health, and wholeness. And so it is. All right. Thank you, Kim. Just a few closing reminders here this morning. If you'd like prayer today, please see myself and or Reverend Jill after the service. You can leave a written prayer request in the box in the lobby or on the website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we will take care of that for you. Last chance today to buy your group ticket for Friends of the Arts evening at God's Favorite Play. Purchase at the lobby in the front desk lobby. Next Sunday is a fifth Sunday. So Reverend Jill and I will once again share the stage for another Fortune Cookie Sunday. Whoop, whoop. That will be fun. We had a lot of fun the last time we did it. We're going to do it again. We will randomly draw fortune cookies and translate them into many signs of mind messages. Plan to join us after the service for Brunch Bunch at Payway Asian Diner, where the fun will continue. So bring your friends. Today is our bingo party. We still have seats available. Sign up at the front desk. If you have purchased your ticket, please go to the lobby to sign in and receive your cards. You can also purchase additional cards there to support the fundraiser. Volunteers will be resetting the room right after the service, so we're ready to play. Anything else? That's it. All right. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Please stand and join me in the affirmation this morning, followed by the closing song. And the affirmation. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today, I tread lightly in my life. And so it is.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, gotta let it go. Gotta let it all go. Are you listening? Yeah. You got to let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release